Hello leadership team. Team 5 is here today to show you how we can transform Gap Inc. through smart retailing. Team 5, or the transformation team, consists of Ashwarya Balu, Marcus Huddleston, Martin Kundrat, Prashanth Nair. The apparel industry is something we're all familiar with as we shop on a regular basis. As you can see in the chart in the top right, the apparel industry growth is predicted from 2015 to 2020 to continue to grow. On the bottom right, you'll see the latest shopping trends. Unfortunately, you're seeing typical brick and mortar in-store purchases going down and the explosion of online retail slash the Amazon phenomenon continuing to go up.
One of the major players in the apparel industry is Gap Inc. Gap was founded in 1969, is based in San Francisco, California, and is made up of 5 primary brands. Those brands consist of Gap, Banana Republic, Old Navy, Piper Line, and Athleta. Gap currently has 3,076 stores worldwide with 135,000 employees. There are stores located across the U.S., Canada, United Kingdom, France, Ireland, Japan, China, and Italy.
With rapidly changing global market, the apparel retail industry is volatile and can be affected by many internal and external factors. The PESTEL analysis is a strategic analysis of political, economical, social, technological, environmental, and legal elements that have an impact on this industry. Political force. Import policies, globalization, and politics can affect retail in both positive and negative ways. Economically, this industry can be affected by country taxations, seasonality, and even weather, which could destroy valuable crops like cotton that could raise prices and directly affect consumers. Social and demographic force. Fast fashion trends, cultural shift towards online shopping, smart retail, and social media have an effect on the apparel industry. Technology has become a barrier to entry for retail. That is, new retail organizations must adapt to latest technology trends to be competitive in the market. The Amazon effect has transformed the retail space through online shopping and smart retail. Ecological force. Climate change, global warming, and natural disasters are threats to the fashion retail industry. Majority of the fashion retail brands now are concerned about their carbon footprints and are investing in eco-friendly supply chain practices. Legal force. Many government regulations like copyright laws play an important role in determining the retailer's brand name and reputation, while antitrust laws promote fair prices and business practices. Other legal challenges that face the fashion retail industry are workers' rights, child labor laws, and trade regulations. Porter's 5-force analysis is based on the competitive forces that influence the industry. We looked at buyers, suppliers, substitutes, competitors, and entry barriers to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the industry. The bargaining power of buyers is high. Due to huge supply, competition between various brands, and customers having enough information, buyers have the power to demand high quality and better discounted products and switch easily between suppliers. Customer loyalty dispersed across various brands, supported by minimal switching costs, give more power to customers. The bargaining power of suppliers is very low. Most companies in the apparel industry do not manufacture their own clothing, but rather acquire them from suppliers. Because of the large number of textile manufacturers across the world and low switching costs, suppliers' bargaining power is weak. The barriers to entry is moderate due to good amount of investment required for setting up physical or online retail stores and other costs associated to infrastructure, marketing, operations, logistics, and human resources. But with growing demand for innovative, consumer-focused products, changing customer trends, faster time to market, competitive pricing, and improved shopping experience with latest technology concepts, there is great potential for new entrants, especially in the online and smart retail space. Next, threat of substitutes is also high. As many clothing brands are starting to use sharing economy models like renting and peer-to-peer platforms, the market dynamics is changing and threat of substitutes is high. Lastly, rivalry among competitors is moderate. The apparel retail industry has high competitive rivalry. Some of the factors that are making the retail space competitive are rapidly evolving fashion trends, growth of fast fashion retailers like Zara and Uniqlo, low switching costs, growth of latest technology like IoT, smart retail, and data-oriented personalized marketing strategies.
So now let's talk about the business model canvas. So firstly, key partners, they have multiple key partners, mostly material suppliers, manufacturers, distribution, department stores, malls, logistics. Key activities are mainly supply chain management, store management, marketing and branding, franchise management, fashion design, customer relationship management. Value proposition is very typical of any big clothing retail giant. They are reasonably priced products, then each brand catering to different customers, age, income groups, value added after sales and services. Customer relationships channels are many. They do interact with social media, then newsletter, emails, store representatives, talking to the customers directly, then through phone and web. Channels, basically there are two channels. One is web stores and retail stores. Those are the things through which they do business. Then customer segments. So good thing is Gap has 4 brands mainly, I think 5, and each brand caters to its own customer segment. As you can see there, Old Navy caters to price conscious consumers who want to be fashionable, and Gap is for consumers who started full-time job and need work appropriate attire. Then Banana Republic is for high-end customers in mid-30s, and Athleta is for exercising clothes for women of all age group. Talking about the key resources, Gap has distribution centers, which are like distribution space and warehouses, human resources, stores, and corporate office. Cost structure is very typical of any retail giant. Salaries, transportation, production, marketing. Revenue streams, they have in-store sales from each brand and e-commerce sales from each brand. Thank you.
Situational analysis of Gap. With slowing sales and rapidly changing industry trends, our team strategically analyzed Gap's internal strengths, weaknesses, and external opportunities, threats. The SWOT analysis indicates that Gap needs to efficiently utilize its strengths to address its weaknesses. Gap can transform itself by investing in the potential opportunities to stay ahead of threat from competitors. Strengths. Gap operates about 3,200 stores in many countries worldwide. It possesses a portfolio of globally recognized brands that caters to various customer segments in the fashion industry. Based on Gap's 2015 and 2016 annual reports, they hold a strong cash balance of around $1 billion to serve for its working capital needs while it tries to improve. Weakness. Gap has been suffering from outdated, boring fashion trends, poor marketing strategies, and unsatisfactory omni-channel retail experience. Despite the low-cost production advantage offered by outside vendors, Gap is not able to create innovative value proposition and achieve faster time to market. Opportunities. With growing trend of e-commerce, online shopping, and rising internet penetration, there is huge potential for Gap to invest and capture the e-retail market share. Consumers are attracted towards innovative and functional clothing that meet their demands and budget. Smart retailers are enhancing consumers' store experience by responding to customer preferences and offering personalized shopping experience. To regain value proposition and competitive edge, Gap must focus on streamlining its operations, be more customer focused, speed up supply chain process, adopt omni-channel strategies, and improve the online shopping and customer buying experience. Threats. Gap is facing stiff competition from fast fashion retailers like H&M and Zara, low-cost, high-quality, innovative casual wear retailers like Uniqlo, and online retailers like Amazon and Wish. Other challenges like decreased foot traffic in physical stores and increasing labor costs are affecting Gap's revenues and profits.
Gap is a company with a lot of known issues, from lack of brand identity to a poor organizational structure. Gap's current organizational structure can be characterized as hybrid, integrating certain elements of both divisional and hierarchical organizational structures. Gap's current organizational structure is divided into 5 divisions, with each division representing a separate brand and headed by a president. At the same time, the organizational structure of each division is highly hierarchical, and there are multiple levels of management between the president of the division and the shop floor assistant. Some of the other issues with Gap's current structure is that it allows for there to be occasional brand-specific changes in the organizational structure, oftentimes led by the presidents of each respective brand, that causes each division to have separate processes and procedures. Gap's current organizational structure also makes it harder to make decisions, get needed approvals, and have the ability to move fast, yet in an agile way. We will seek to transform Gap's organizational structure into one that allows for decisions to be made faster and give each brand the same functional processes and procedures. The new organizational structure will be based on functional areas to support Gap's various brands, so that the functional area will support all of the brands for that function. Lessons learned, technology used and to be used, marketing efforts, and business practices will all be better applied within this new organizational structure, allowing for the development of subject matter experts to be built across all brands as well. Additionally, lower organizational costs will be achieved, as you will not need to have as many people at top-level positions to help run the business. To further transform Gap, we will seek to transform Gap's supply chain. Gap's current supply chain outsources just about everything, with manufacturing being the biggest outsourcing component. Gap's supply chain process today involves designs created by both in-house and outsourced third-party designers, who then send the designs to various manufacturers around the world for manufacturing of the apparel. Once done, the apparel is sent to various Gap-branded stores that Gap either owns, rents, or have franchised for consumers to buy their merchandise. We would transform Gap's supply chain to, one, bring all designs and manufacturing in-house. This will give Gap tighter control over their merchandise and allow for them to better control and meet the demands of new trends. 2, this change will allow for us to experiment with smart shopping technology, which we will tie into Gap's supply chain to deliver just-in-time manufacturing and speed the delivery of apparel when stock diminishes, either from our online stores or from Gap's brick-and-mortar stores. This change in supply chain management will also eliminate the need for so many stores, as Gap will want these stores to be closer to manufacturing to shorten delivery time and cost to the stores, producing faster and cheaper delivery. It will also eliminate the need for outsourcing manufacturing by bringing manufacturing in-house. This transformation will give designers the ability to work closely with manufacturers, ensuring that designs are delivered in trend and to specifications. This transformation will also allow for an integrated supply chain management system with connectivity back to both Gap's online and brick-and-mortar stores.
Now we would like to summarize the transformation details as follows. Firstly, we would like to restructure the organization to help eliminate redundancy and streamline the business processes in the value chain. Bringing manufacturing in-house, streamlining supply chain with aggressive marketing to create synergies and help Gap Inc. create a new image among all age groups. Transform supply chain using just-in-time manufacturing to accelerate the speed of delivery to shelves and through web stores. Experimenting with smart shopping technologies tied into Gap's supply chain and additionally using smart technologies like smart shelves, smart carts, smartphone apps to enhance the customer experience significantly. Eliminate the need for many stores and open retail stores that are strategically located to make the manufacturing products available quickly on the shelves. Enable designers to be able to work closely with manufacturing to ensure that design is delivered in trend and to specifications. Integrated SEM systems with connectivity back to stores. Now let's talk about the economic impact of this transformation plan. Firstly, customer value. In-house manufacturing and supply chain streamlining would be very attractive to the customers. This creates a goodwill among customers, makes supply chain quite efficient, and makes most trendy outfits available on the shelves very quickly. Profitability. Organization restructuring and streamlining supply chain would enable Gap Inc. to eliminate redundancy in business units. For instance, each brand has its own sales and marketing department. Consolidating the stores and converting regular stores to smart stores reduces operational expenses significantly in short and long terms. Focusing on enhanced customer experience and brand building would enable Gap Inc. to increase the price of their products and hence boost profitability. Costs and revenue. Initially, for a couple of years, Gap will incur fixed and variable costs associated with the restructuring, supply chain streaming, targeted marketing, restructuring business units, consolidating stores, setting up in-house manufacturing, etc. All these strategic investments should start yielding profits starting third year. Market share of Gap Inc. has decreased over the years and is continuing to disappoint. Consolidating the business units tactically should allow Gap Inc. to reverse this trend for failing brands like Gap and Banana Republic. Targeted marketing based on analytics, smart stores, and emphasis on online retailing should help the new Gap brand flourish and increase market share. Thank you for listening in. We are quite excited to be part of this transformation plan. Would like to welcome your suggestions. Thank you again.